Fueled by Deathcast.
You guys are both part of, obviously, Mr. Throwback Thursday. I want to know from both of you, where did the love of hip-hop begin? Where did that even start for you guys?
Well, for me, I went into it was James Way. So I went to the department store with my mom.
Yeah.
And she was wandering around doing her thing. So I just wandered into the music section and I saw the cover of the UTFO cassette with Roxanne.
Yeah.
I had no idea what UTFO was, nothing. I just looked at the cover of the cassette. I'm like, oh, this looks pretty cool. I'm going to get this. And from that moment on, I just needed to have more. And it was hard being in Hyde Park because, you're far enough away from the city where you might get the random cassette show up or an album, but it wasn't there. You had to dig for it. I got a whole lot of collections, like the K-Tel collections.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I got a whole lot of those. And then that introduced me to a whole bunch of artists I never would have known about.
Yeah, like your infamous Rap's Greatest Hits Volume 1.
I have 1, 2, and 3 here on cassette still.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah.
So how about you? So how about you, Bill?
I got into it. A friend of mine had the Run DMC Rockbox album on vinyl, and I had never heard it before. And I was over at his house, and he started spinning it, and I said, "This is completely different. What is this?" He goes, "This is rap music." And I said, "I like this." I think I was in junior high at the time, maybe my freshman year of high school. So that would go back 1980, 84, 85, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And from that point on, it was nobody else was listening to this.
Yeah.
So I wanted to kind of supplement my thing. And back then, you could join the Columbia House CD clubs and get 13 for a penny. So that's what I did. I supplemented my collection through Columbia House by getting 13 discs for a penny, and they were all hip hop.
For guys who have been loving the genre, since the 80s, like you said, what is your take on it now? I mean, it was so surprising that just at the end of this year, we saw Wu-Tang Clan perform Protect Your Neck on Good Morning America, which blows my mind to even say those words out loud. What do you guys feel about the state of hip hop in today's age?
We talked about it with Eric Sermon when we interviewed him. And my take on hip hop is that the current batch of hip hop artists don't revere the elder statesmen like any other genre of music does. Like current rock and rollers completely go, nuts for Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix and stuff. They treat these people as icons. And that's in basically every other type of music except hip hop. The current, I guess, batch of hip hop artists want nothing to do with the old school heads.
Why do you think that is?
Because I think it's because it's not the same type of music now. Back then, it was more about lyricism and telling stories and really, really good DJ work. Now, and I think one of the artists in one of the articles we read said, we're not all about that. That's too much for us. We just want something we can turn up to. So it's about a driving beat that they can sell, as a ringtone with a catchy little hook and no lyrical content at all.
Yeah. It's more of the pop music mentality than, actual hip hop anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
What I do like about doing our show is we get to find out things like the artists that we grew up listening to are bringing out new stuff.
Yeah.
So, like Redman brings out a new album, and it's a Redman album. It's not Redman trying to be Migos. It's
right.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very few artists that we grew up listening to that are putting out music that are trying to fit in. They're not doing that. What they're doing is what they know works for their fans, and hopefully somebody else will pick up on it.